And good morning is 7:04 on this Tuesday, September 17th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Tuesday morning. We're glad to have you with us, and welcome to our program, brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And we're going to be doing things a little bit different this morning, believe it or not. Tracy Pope is not with us today, but we have Laura Williams Markham with us this morning. Laura, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Laura is the Patient Experience Coordinator and has brought a guest with her that we'll introduce momentarily. But Laura, you have been here before, a time or two.
I have.
And so it has been a while, though. So tell us a little bit about yourself, if you will.
Sure. Well, my name is Laura Williams Markham. I'm the Patient Experience Coordinator for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. I've been a nurse for quite a long time. I like to say that I'm well seasoned, so I don't have to say how old I am. But my background is neonatal intensive care and women's services, and now patient experience.
How did you get started in what did you do? What have you done all your life, if you will?
Well, as a neonatal intensive care nurse, I have always sought to improve the lives of patients. And when I went forward to get my master's degree, I ended up moving into the Director of Women's Services position at Vanderbilt. And then with the growth that we had at Vanderbilt, there was a role for patient experience, so I moved into that role.
Well, that's quite a switch, though, isn't it?
It is, but working as a nurse, you are constantly working to improve patient experience and the lives of patients and families. So it was kind of a natural switch for me.
Well, what have you been involved in during your tenure at Vanderbilt? Is it mostly what you're doing now, or was there other things?
So I was the Director of Women's Services, and now I wear many hats. My main role, of course, is patient experience. I work with the Employee Engagement Committee, our Bereavement Committee. We have various wonderful committees at the hospital where we're working to improve patient experience. I also facilitate the Patient and Family Advisory Council.
Well, what is a patient experience coordinator?
Well, I am so proud to say that in patient experience, we listen closely to what our patients tell us in person and through surveys. Our patients consistently give us high marks in service and quality of care. Our goal is to provide excellent care during any patient stay, and if we miss the mark, we want to know about it, and that's where I come in. I facilitate conversations with patients and families that help to make processes go better and smoother, and this is the way that we continue to successfully grow in this community, is by listening to our patients and families, because we are committed to our community, and we are really proud to be able to impact the lives of each person who steps through the doors of our hospital.
Is there one common thing that comes out quite often as far as patient care and the comments that you receive?
We get a lot of comments about how wonderful our staff are and how much improved the hospital is. And of course, our service lines have grown tremendously where we're able to do so many more things with Vanderbilt. And so a lot of the comments are just about how wonderful the care is and how much improved things are. We do have opportunities sometimes, and that's where I come in, to help in those opportunities to make things better.
You really do listen very closely. You pay strict attention to what people are saying about their experience.
I do. And there are times that, we get emails or letters or phone calls, and a lot of them are positive, but then they will have suggestions for improvements. And we take those seriously. We listen to all concerns and all comments and take those seriously. Sometimes they're on a survey. Most every patient will get a survey either in the mail or digitally on their phone. And they leave us lots of great comments. And through those comments, we are able to see opportunities to make our hospital into what the community wants it to be.
Well, I take it that this is not just something you do. This is something you really want people to respond to let you really know their feelings, either good or bad, and suggestions. I would imagine you really pay close attention to suggestions that are now obviously there's just going to be some that might not help, but some suggestions probably you've probably implemented a few.
We have. There are lots of suggestions that we've had. We've recently made improvements to our parking area, for instance. That's one area we listen to our patients say, hey, there's not enough parking in this area, or there's not enough handicap spots, or we need more spaces for physical therapy or our cardiac program. Those parking areas need to be improved, and we listened and we responded. And we're in the process now of improving our emergency room parking. So there are lots of comments like that we listen to and we move on.
Well, without a doubt, Vanderbilt has spent millions of dollars to improve the facility here, and I think it is much appreciated. It's been a lot invested in this community here to make everything better.
Absolutely, and we are constantly looking at ways that we can bring new service lines and things that our community needs to your back door so that you don't have to travel to main campus.
Right, and I think that's a good selling point as well. I mean, who wants to have to travel to Nashville, the heavier traffic, the time that it takes when you can come to Lebanon and avoid all that.
Absolutely.
That's a good selling point, I think.
Yeah, and like for instance, if you have a cancer diagnosis, and that's a huge diagnosis, and it requires a lot of treatment, we have a wonderful program, and our service line, our Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, is right here, and we can treat patients here, and we actually do some treatments here that are not even offered at main campus. So we have lots of opportunities here for patients to be able to be treated.
Well, now you have brought somebody with you this morning, and I'll let you do the introduction here if you would like.
Absolutely.
Then we can talk to both of you from here to 7:30.
Sure. I have with me this morning Coley Carr. He is our chair of our Vanderbilt Wilson County Patient and Family Advisory Council. This council is a council that I facilitate, and we have volunteers on our council. We currently have about 20 members, and those members meet every other month on the second Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m., and we come together to talk about the care that they've received or their family member has received and how that went, what the process was like, and what could be improved. What are the potentials? What could we do to make it a smoother, easier process for patients and families? But Coley is our chair, and he is a wonderful chair, and I'm so happy that he was able to be here with us today.
Well, Coley, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you again for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your background, because you've done a number of things in life, I think.
Well, in my background, I think being in the position that I am as chair of the Patient and Family Advisory Council, I think I'm a representative, or try to be a representative of the cross-section of our public and our patient base, to be frank with it. I'm very fortunate to have been put in this position, and I think that for me, it's been much, for the past year, it's been a much more positive experience, I think, for me than it has been for the rest of the council, because I guarantee you I've learned more.
Well, what else have you done in life? You've had, from what little I learned from you before going on the air, you've had quite an interesting life.
Well, I did my first career, first 25 years of my adult working life was spent in advertising and marketing. The next 13, 14 years was spent in an about face. With a partner, I owned a chemical packaging company out of Lebanon that did quite well, and we sold it in 2018. Then I got into the construction business, and that's kind of where I've been and how our paths crossed with Laura and the council.
Well, how did you have to have your arm twisted a little bit to do what you're doing?
It all happened pretty fast, to be honest with you. In order to, I think it's more important to think about this aspect. When you come into contact with the council, one of the foundations of your presence there is an experience with Vanderbilt and a particular facility. And because I was a patient, I did have an experience. That's how we met. And so I think that it's been a very positive experience. It's just happened so quickly. I don't even know how I got here, really.
Well, as we look at the clock here, it's half of our program is over, and at this point, at 7:15, we take a break, and I'll just remind you to stay with us. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. I'll reintroduce our guests this morning after we return from this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower. 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's cranking up pretty good now on 24 coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, up through the Antioch area with that heavy traffic flow on 24 West here at Bell Road. It's heavy also on 65 South at Trinity Lane. Moving right now for the most part as you come through the Hermitage area in from Wilson County, Mount Juliet area on 40 going westbound headed towards Nashville. Hey, Nash Painting, a non-franchise painting company, mention this ad. Get a 10% discount. Call Nash Painting today, 912-2288. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
We continue here on this Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. Our program each Tuesday presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And twice a month we have a medical professional to come out and be with us. This morning, Laura Williams Markham is with us, who is the Patient Experience Coordinator for Vanderbilt Wilson. And Coley Carr is with us today, who's the chair of the hospital's Patient and Family Advisory Council. So we've talked about a patient experience coordinator, and for Coley here, we want to get into more of what you do, but you really evaluate a patient's experience and suggestions that they might have, and maybe offer suggestions for improvement, correction, or whatever. I think
that's true, and I think really when it comes right down to it, the key component is experience. Because when you or I go to see our healthcare provider, that examination, that specific treatment is really only one part. While it is the largest part, of course, it's still only one part of the process. I mean, your experience starts when you drive onto the property at a given medical facility, frankly, and it does not end until you're off of that property. And that's kind of what the council, and through Laura's leadership, is continuing in their process, is to get involved in and to try to better every aspect of that patient experience.
Right. How closely do you follow are you really close with the entire council, or do you more depend on Coley to tell you what they come up with?
Well, I'm really close with the council. I'm at every meeting. We have those meetings, every other month. And by having this council, it's so important that we listen to the individuals who are on the council, because there are lots of options when it comes to choosing health care. And we want the community to choose us. And by listening to the members of our council, it means that we continue to elevate the care that patients receive at our hospital, which is safe, quality care. And we want that to be right here in our community where they feel safe to come to our hospital and they trust us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm wondering, is this something that most, say, larger hospitals have some sort of entity like this to make suggestions to deal with problems, or is this unique to Vanderbilt?
I'm not really sure how many other hospitals have councils like this, but I will say within Vanderbilt, as an enterprise, we have at least 6 councils. And, we have Shelbyville, Tullahoma, and then we have multiple councils that are in Nashville. And those councils really help to promote safe patient care and improved patient care. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we might be unique in this area.
Who can be on the council?
Well, I think actually some of the main criteria that has to be in place is that you have to have had an experience as a patient or as a care provider for a loved one as a patient. That's the first thing that kind of gets you in the door, because really in order to be on the council, the purpose of the council is to better that patient experience. And in doing so, who better can attest to that experience but one who has been there?
Right. Well, do people apply for this, ask to be, or are some of them drafted more like it seems like you were? Or
Well, there was my application, if you will, took place over a couple of months on telephone calls and conversations. So, and to be frank, our council was very new at that point. We've only been functioning as a council for 3 years?
Yeah, we're getting ready to celebrate our 3-year anniversary in November. Yeah. So we're excited about that.
So, my contact to the council, my involvement in the council came through a direct tunnel of experience there. But back to your answer your question, you can contact us and you can get involved. When you do so, there will be an application process, as you would expect. There are certain things that have to be answered and addressed just for the safety and continuity of not only what we're trying to accomplish, but in terms of your own involvement.
Would you like to see it grow, or is it already large enough?
The short answer is yes, because I think the more involvement in the Patient and Family Advisory Council, the better the experience for the patient and thus the community. And that's our goal, frankly, is to get to the point where Vanderbilt is as trusted and the community has the confidence in Vanderbilt here in Wilson County that they do in Nashville and other locales.
Most of your people on the council right from here in Wilson County?
Yes, sir.
Is that a requirement necessarily?
It's not really a requirement that you live in Wilson County, but if you've had an experience with our hospital, that makes you a candidate to be on the council. Mm-hmm. And we have that application process. If you've been a patient or a family member of a patient in the last 2 years, had an experience, and sometimes the experience may not have been positive. And we look at that closely. We're not just looking for folks who say, our cheerleaders saying, "Yay, Vanderbilt." We want to know if there has been exactly. We want to know if there's been something where we missed the mark. If we missed the mark, we want to know about it. Mm-hmm. And that's the only way that we can make improvements there at the hospital, is to know about those things. So some of our council members have not had a continuously positive experience. They may say, "Oh, it could have been better by registration," or "It could have been better this way." And we want to hear about those things. That's the only way we can make it better.
Well, right now you're meeting every other month, which would be 6 times a year.
That's correct.
If somebody's on the council, how are they pretty much obligating themselves to attend these 6 meetings a year?
No, there's not an obligation per se, but the only thing that I would qualify that in this manner, you can't do anything, you can't get much done unless you're sitting in the driver's seat. And that driver's seat is not the chair, and it's not the patient experience coordinator. It's you and your willingness to become involved and to connect with the community. So you're driving your own bus, but you gotta be in the driver's seat to do it.
Well, our members of this council may be subject to listening to other people in the community from time to time, or is mostly the input that they have, or whatever comes to them just when you meet?
I think the vast majority of the council proper gets their information from our meetings, but it's from those meetings that programs, opportunities, goals spring up. And that's where we kind of divide and conquer. We've got a cross section of both ethnic backgrounds and occupational diversity in our council, and that lends itself to really connecting with all aspects of the community. And if you're willing to do that, then we got a job for you.
Yeah. Best way to contact, would they call you? Would they call Laura?
Sure. There's a couple of ways you could contact me. You can call the hospital at 615-444-8262 and request to speak to me, Laura Williams Markham, or you can go onto our website, Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. You'll scroll to the bottom of the page. There is a link that says Patient and Family Engagement, and when you click on that link, all of the information is there on how to become involved in our Patient and Family Advisory Council. And so we are in the recruiting process. We do have a couple of seats available for individuals who might want to apply, and we welcome that. So come talk to us.
Well, and you'd like some more people to share their experiences, to offer their input with suggestions for improvement. There's always going to be some challenges, no doubt. And,
absolutely.
And it seems like you're right here trying to do your best to make Vanderbilt Wilson a positive experience.
That is correct, and we really do. We have so many people we can reach and turn their bad experiences into good, and to take their good experiences and build on them. So there's opportunities every day. There's opportunities in so many aspects of our council, our community, and our facility, and the Vanderbilt family in general. And we would welcome any involvement and any willingness to share that.
All right. Well, it's we've got about 3 minutes left here this morning. I don't know if there's something else we haven't covered. Laura, you got any other suggestions or any other comments you want to offer here?
Well, I would just like to say that, our advisory council is so important because it's a vital link between the hospital and the community. Our council allows us to listen to the needs of the community and provide ideas that enhance the quality of care and the experience that we provide. We, do lots of things on the council. When you're at a meeting, you might review education or marketing material to give us input or provide ideas. You might be sharing your own healthcare experience with members of the team. And I will say that anything that's shared in the meeting is confidential. You may discuss new service lines that we're offering and provide us input or ideas on how we can improve care and safety. You are often meeting with hospital leadership to collaborate on facility improvements. There's so many opportunities that we have, but, one of the things that I would like to end with is our patient and family promise. We are committed to delivering excellent personalized care for you and your family. And our promise to you is to always include you as the most important member of our healthcare team. We respect your privacy. We want to work with you to coordinate your care. We personalize your care and focus on your values and needs. And we want to communicate with you clearly and regularly. We want to serve you and your family with kindness and respect. And we, just urge you to choose Vanderbilt when you're looking for health care. And we really want to make your experience the best experience possible.
Well, I really think having an advisory council like this and listening to problems, to challenges, trying to constantly improve, that seems to be where you're coming from on this.
That's exactly right. And the bad experiences create good opportunities, and the good experiences create good building blocks. So there's, we want to hear them all because we can use them.
All right, I want to thank you both for being here. We've about come to the end of time here this morning, but Laura Williams-Markham, the Patient Experience Coordinator, and Coley Carr, Chair of the Vanderbilt Wilson Patient and Family Advisory Council, have been here this morning. And if you'd like to be a part of this, you can get on the website, call the hospital, make your wishes known, and you will be considered. It's not a guarantee, but if you've got a willing heart and meet the qualifications, you're looking for more.
I couldn't have said it better, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you both. Good to have you with us this morning. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, and we hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford, get a battery installed in most vehicles. $149.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. An accident in Brentwood. It's going to be right there at OHB, right at I-65. Slowing down that traffic as you come past that Target. Traffic's on the increase. 65 southbound down through Millersville. As you come down from the north, it's loading up pretty good with volume as we check it out live here on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area, coming in from Murfreesboro all the way up to Bell Road. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken now has DoorDash Uber Eats delivery. Check out the new menu. Order online at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man.
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
We'll have mostly sunny skies for today. Highs in the mid-80s. Partly cloudy tonight. Patchy fog after midnight. Lows will be in the upper 60s. And then mostly sunny on our Wednesday. Highs back in the mid-80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company here on a Tuesday morning. Time to talk about Hearthside Senior Living. Sean Dozier's here. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again. Everything going well?
Everything's going great. We are doing great at Hearthside. We continue to have a waiting list for our assisted living and also a waiting list for our independent living. Today I brought a guest with me. Every once in a while, Coleman, I like to bring somebody out that lives at Hearthside and can talk to it better than I can, actually. And today I've brought Tom Harris with me. Tom and Pat live in our independent living, 3-bedroom home, beautiful home they've got there, and I'm going to let him brag about Hearthside a little bit, if you will.
Well, good morning and welcome to Coleman and Company.
Thank you, Coleman.
How long you been there?
Be 6 years, 1st of December.
What went into your decision to locate there?
We were a little over 6 years ago. We were looking to locate in Lebanon and looked for a year, I'd say, for a place. And back then, if a place came up for sale on this morning, it's sold by the night. And so we weren't having any luck. I went on the internet and I found a nice little video of Hearthside, and I'd never heard of Hearthside. And I played that video about a dozen times and told my wife, let's go over there and check this out. And before we left, we were ready to move.
Wasn't evidently not too hard a decision.
No, it wasn't. It was just what we were looking for, to be honest.
Well, what were you looking for, and do you still like it? You must if you're still there.
Well, we were looking for a condo. We had decided it was time to move into a condo, and we just weren't having any luck finding one. And as soon as we found Hearthside, though, it met every need we were looking for. And one of the things that sold us was the Christian atmosphere, and we were just very well pleased with that. And after we'd been there a week, my wife woke up one morning and she said, "I love everything about this place." I said, "Let me record that."
I love it.
So we've been there, like I said, about 6 years, and we hope to be there a lot more years.
Does she still love nearly everything about it?
She does. She
Yeah.
really does.
That's great.
I tell folks it takes me 30 minutes to walk across the street to my mailbox because I'm always meeting and talking to people.
Well, what's your relationship with the folks up? I understand you can have meals.
We do. We frequently we get lunch up there, and they serve a mighty fine lunch for $5. And we enjoy being with Sean and Jan and just everybody up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you taken any trips where you had to just depend on them to take care of things while you were gone?
Oh, when we first moved there, we were going to Florida in January and February. Lock the door and leave for 2 months and don't even worry about it. You know, they take care of everything. Just yesterday morning, in fact, I had 2 light bulbs out in our kitchen, and Shane, our maintenance man, was down there and put them in, and that was it.
So it's that easy. It's that simple.
It is that simple.
It sounds like a great place to go.
Well, you and your team, no doubt, are doing a great job, and it's always good to hear a glowing report like Mr. Harris is.
Well, yeah, Tom and Pat Harris are just 2 of our favorite folks. They are involved in our activities. They come up to the assisted living quite a bit and help out, and that's what really makes it a community. And when you get involved, when you start appreciating where you live, I think that it really does pay off in the long run. And they're going to be around a lot longer, and I'm looking forward to many more memories with them.
Well, we always say it's Hearthside when it's time for a helping hand, and that works, of course, in the retirement community as well as assisted living. The
assisted living community is truly a helping hand. We continue to remain full. We continue to have people tour every week, continue to seek us out. And one of the reasons is, Coleman, we offer a fair price, and we have great customer service. Everybody has my cell phone number. Everybody has Cindy's cell phone number, and we're there if there's an issue, and we try to solve those issues quite quickly. And I just appreciate all of our staff, that what they do every week, and I look forward to celebrating in November 30 years being a service to the community, and we'll be talking more about that as we get closer.
Yeah. Well, anything else, Mr. Harris, you want to say? We got about a minute here, but it's really been nice to have you with us this morning.
Well, thank you. I will say hello to our daughter and her husband, Tricia Coyne, because she's the reason we were moving to Lebanon. We wanted to be near them.
Mm-hmm.
That's our Hearthside hello, Coleman.
All right, say it again.
That's our Hearthside hello. Go ahead.
It's Tricia Coyne and her husband, Steve, and they have a 17-year-old son, Zach. And as I said, they were the reason we were looking to move to Lebanon.
All right. And there is our Hearthside hello this morning.
Gotta get that in.
That kind of concludes things. When we do the Hearthside hello, it's time for Sean to leave.
Well, I appreciate Tom and Pat, and I appreciate him coming out this morning, and have a great week, Coleman.
Right. Really good to have you. And always, we appreciate you,
Thank
Sean.
you, Coleman.
And thanks. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. You can call Sean at 615-443-1994. Or better yet, just go by and pay him a visit. And with that, let me introduce Mike Jennings, our county attorney, who is here this morning to talk about last night's county commission meeting and other things. The other things, of course. It wouldn't be a visit from you if we didn't start talking about UT sports, I guess. And then at this time, UT football.
That's right. We're having a good year so far.
And the big game, it's Saturday night, I believe.
It is. It's a marquee game this week.
You play Oklahoma.
We do.
This Texas, I believe, is number one. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Georgia. Georgia may be 2. I was thinking Oklahoma is 3rd. Is that?
Oh, no. Oklahoma's down 15th. But
Well,
6 of the top 7 teams in one poll are from the SEC.
Yeah. Well, who is that other team?
Well, you got Missouri up there.
Yeah, that's who it was. That's who it was. I think they may have jumped from 6 to 4.
Of course, Missouri and Alabama. Georgia, we said, said that.
Okay.
Yeah. Some good teams, some mighty good football being played.
Have you checked who's favored?
Tennessee is favored. I'm not surprised at that. Maybe the margin a little bit. Last I saw, it was 6.5.
Oh.
But.
Oh, then you're not worried about this one.
Come on. I won't say worried. I just know that I've been in too many games and seen too many games that you're supposed to win and you lost.
Well, I don't know how you get by with playing Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt's got to play Texas this year. But
well, each conference team had to play one or the other, as I understand it. That's how they rounded out the SEC. So y'all got Texas, and my understanding is you're playing again next year, and we'll play Oklahoma again, and then it may rotate. We get Texas and y'all get Oklahoma.
Whatever.
Everybody's picking on Vanderbilt. Bless their heart. Even Georgia State.
Well, I don't. I didn't get to see that. I was keeping up with it, and when Vanderbilt scored and went ahead with 1 minute and 34 seconds left, I'm thinking, you're going to pull this one out.
I did too.
And evidently, their pass defense, if they have any, must have broken down considerably.
You know, you just never know. I got home in time last night to watch about the last 5 minutes of the pro game, and Philadelphia took the lead with 1 minute and 39 seconds left, and Atlanta took the ball down the field like they were playing a junior pro team, and then Philadelphia had it with a chance to go back ahead again. So it's crazy. Great game.
Right, and either one of them could have won that one.
They could have.
Either one could have won the Titans game
Absolutely.
Sunday, but honestly, in that Sunday game, I think the difference was quarterbacks.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't keep up with it. I got a grandson playing soccer, and we were in Bowling Green watching him play. So I'm having to learn some new rules, Coleman. I didn't grow up watching soccer or playing soccer.
Well, we can't talk. We can talk. Lebanon and Watertown both are lost 3 games each, I believe.
We're 0-4, but we have been in a position to win 3 of the 4 and didn't get it done. But we're very young.
Well, it's probably a rebuilding year for the Blue Devils, I think, and I'm not sure what you've got, but the 2 are going to meet again.
Yeah, that wasn't my idea to put the 2 together. You know, that's a mismatch on paper. And it was last year on the field.
It's got its good points.
It's a county rivalry. It is, and as long as it doesn't rain, it'll be a great gate game. And their plans are underway to remind the Lebanon folks that we beat them in the Industrial Bowl in 1964. So they'll hear about that night as well.
Oh, well, that might be Watertown's greatest all-time.
It could be. It could be, and it's certainly one that everybody that's alive remembers. A lot of those guys that played on both teams have gone on.
Yeah. What'd you do last night at the county commission meeting?
Well, we did a lot. We had a 2-hour meeting, and we didn't have a lot of earth-shattering resolutions, nothing that really will affect the consumers' pocketbooks directly. But last night was election night. You know, we elect the budget committee and finance committee and the county commission chairman and that. So we did all that last night. Actually, no changes in anything. Budget committee remains intact. Finance committee remains intact. Mayor Hutto remains commission chairperson, and Wendell Marlowe remains the chairman pro tem.
What does that tell us? To me, it says we've got a lot of stability there.
It does. It tells us stability, and it tells me satisfaction.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you that there is another way to look at that, I believe, Coleman, and that is the work of the budget committee that's required for about 6 months of the year to get into where you pass a budget. It's hard work. and not everybody wants to tie up their nights doing that. But I agree with you. It shows stability. I believe that we, as a county government, are doing a good job.
Well, there are times when somebody either is dissatisfied with the work that somebody's doing on a committee, or they're on an upward movement for themselves. Let's say,
sure,
they want to climb that ladder.
Sure.
And you understand that, but we don't seem to have much of that.
We don't right now. Past county commissions have done that. For the second year in a row, I didn't hear any discussion about who was going to be nominated or elected prior to last night's meeting. Now, two ways to look at that. Number one, it told me that people are pretty much satisfied, but sometimes when there's a plan to depose somebody, they keep it quiet as best they can. But I hadn't heard of anything, and I think it was a credit to the folks that were reelected last night. We had one other candidate in the budget committee, Brother Glenn Denton, and he got a nice vote. He didn't get enough, but he was placed in the nomination. But when we got to the finance committee, just the 4 county commission members were all that was nominated, so we didn't even have to vote on them, just took a unanimous voice vote.
Well, from your position as county attorney, do you feel like, and these are very important, prestigious committees, really,
They are.
Are they doing an adequate job?
Yes. I mean, you have to judge it, in my mind, on how they conduct their meetings, and our meetings are done civilly and efficiently. And then how does it affect your pocketbook? And we haven't had a property tax increase in several years. We're building schools. We're built a new jail, or a jail addition. And we've done all that with existing money. Now, our growth money is tremendous. I won't say tremendous, is adequate for what we're doing. But with that growth money also comes the challenges of providing for the growth. And so the county mayor, county budget committee, finance committee, right on down the line to the county commission and individual commissioners, they're doing a good job.
All right, Mike Jennings, our county attorney's here. We've got to take a break, and we'll have more coming up right here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated number 1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Trying to mop up this wreck in Brentwood. It's had traffic tied up here on OHB, Old Hickory Boulevard, right here at 65, just up from that target. Traffic's increased even more down 65 through Millersville as you work your way down from the north. And traffic volume on the increase big time now on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area, coming in right now from Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. Prince's Hot Chicken now offers DoorDash, Uber Eats delivery. That new menu's waiting for you at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
Hi, I'm Galen Wilson, Executive Director of Wilson Rides, and I'm excited to invite you to the 3rd Annual Sips and Sounds of September benefiting Wilson Rides. Join us on Friday, September 27th for an unforgettable evening of music, drinks, and musical poetry. It's all for a great cause, helping older adults in Wilson County. Get your tickets now at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557. Hope to see you there.
We continue here on this Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. And if you joined us late, that's fine. You'll get the final segment here at about 11 and a half minutes before 8 o'clock. Mike Jennings is here. Mike is our county attorney. He is the mayor of Watertown. And I always introduce him as the UT, I guess I should say, sports enthusiast extraordinaire, but in particular, football.
Yeah, but
you hadn't missed a football game, home away or bowl game since 1987.
Halloween of 1987.
When you've done that, you meet the requirement to have extraordinaire put on there.
Well, as I've said before on here, I think that's my hobby. I don't fish or hunt or golf, and so I do spend some money doing that, but I don't own a fishing boat or.
Well, let's anything else from last night's meeting that we need to talk about?
Well, just a couple of facts out there that were presented to us last night. The sheriff, when he spoke, said our jail population is now at 530, and just a few months ago it was at 450. So we've got the capacity, and judges are sentencing people to jail. And then Director of Schools Jeff Luttrell wasn't there last night because he was at the superintendent's conference. But the Travis Mayfield was there, and he said our school population is up a little over 300 since the end of last year, and that we continue to hold a 95% plus attendance rate. And that's a key. As I've heard Jeff Luttrell say many times, you can't educate them if they're not here.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're 20,000 plus.
We are.
Yeah.
I want to say around 20,700, something like that, but I may be wrong on that. And I want to take an opportunity, if you don't mind, Coleman, to brag on our Sheriff's Department, Watertown Police Department, and everybody that responded to the incident we had on August 22nd at our elementary school. We got a good scare that, there was a shooter out there, and people responded immediately. We were there first, Watertown, obviously, because we're not but a quarter mile from there, but the Sheriff's Department got there quickly and en masse. And so that was put to bed pretty early, and then it has obviously triggered some discussions. What do we do well? What can we improve? And so those discussions are ongoing. And proud of everybody the way, and appreciate Sheriff Robert Ryan and his folks.
Well, as mayor of Watertown, that you are especially in a position to offer appreciation, and rightly so. So thank you.
I saw what they did and saw their commitment. No, I know about their commitment, but I saw it firsthand, and they were there to protect our kids, and will be if it's necessary. But these, I don't use this term much, but I will here. These idiots that are out here calling this stuff in and doing this, they need to be. I understand there's a move now to prosecute them. They need to be prosecuted, and I heard the sheriff say last night we may even prosecute some parents because it starts at home. This has got to be stopped. And when it gets to your doorstep like it did in Watertown, and then we've had incidents at Green Hills and Mount Juliet, we got to do some things to stop it. And somebody may get their feelings hurt, but we got to do it.
Well, let me. Is anything else regarding even county government that's on your mind that you want to?
Well, we honored Pam Wiggins last night for retiring from the library. We had done that in Watertown earlier, and Pam was just a blessing to us at Watertown, and will continue to be, even though she's a Lebanon girl. But she was great. Ryan Rich is our new librarian. It's hard for me to believe because I coached Ryan in baseball and when he was a kid, and it's hard for me to believe. These are adults, but they are. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Really nothing much more that we need to talk about today, I don't think.
What's going on from your either point of view or your area of expertise or knowledge? And I don't know what we're going to call it, but the building that is proposed to go where the Highland Heights Church of Christ building is now, that is we got a nice little piece of land there, but it's going to be a quite expensive judicial building.
It is.
All the courts, I think, are going to be held there. The judges have all been collaborating on how to build this, and pretty much, I think, come to an agreement. And the architectural planning, I understand, has been done. It's a matter of getting going. Where are we?
Well, I think they're ready to break ground. I don't have a date for you, and I hadn't really kept up with that closely. I do know the things that are being done. We are in the process of closing on some of those houses on the back side of it that we will, as a county, will raise. We'll bring them to the ground and make more parking, because parking is always a concern. If you go up there today, and not all the courts are where they are on the bypass, but if you go up there today, you're going to have a hard time finding a parking place. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to alleviate much of that problem, but it will be a good thing, I think, for the people that have to use the court system. It'll be a one-stop. Everything will be in that building. The sheriff will be able to transport those in custody safely from the sheriff's department or the jail over to there. And it'll free up some space for our other departments that are growing, just like for everything else in the county. So I think it'll be a good thing. You know, most people don't want to use that building because there's courts in it, and I understand that, and I hope they don't have to. But if they're on jury duty, I think they'll like it. So hopefully it'll be good.
Well, let's switch gears and talk about Watertown, because when we've been talking about kind of the same thing. You have these challenges that are kind of have long-range solutions, or solutions that don't happen overnight. Takes a while to get sewer problems taken care of, some water problems, some paving problems, and even getting the old-timey train or the turntable or whatever. I mean, you're working on all of those, but it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't, and problems and challenges, those are correct terms. We are about 4 months into the sewer project, so we're probably 10, 11 months away from concluding that. But we are finding by the end of summer next year, if all goes well. I think that's where it was set up. I'd heard 12 to 15 months, but you got some winter months in there. So we are finding some things that we didn't know about, but we suspected we might, and that is related to our water lines as well. Some of our water lines were put right in the middle of the street, and where we were doing some sewer work.
Why? Any reason for that?
My guess is, of course, the water lines were put in back in the 40s and 50s. My guess is they didn't want to take the time or spend the money to buy easements on private property, so they just ran those down where there's government access. But we're finding, as we dig into that all of the pipes in the ground are clay pipes. And so they've been in the ground 70, 80 years, and they've held up very well, but they're old. And so as we dig around them, we're finding where sometimes we've had a rupture or whatever. So we're going to have to do some work in that area, and that's work that I kind of anticipated the problems, but I didn't anticipate the expense, and I don't know exactly how we're going to handle that, just to be honest with you.
Well, what would be the I mean, are you going to leave the line in the middle of the street, underneath the street?
Well, we're not going to tear up anything that we don't have to, but we've already found a couple of spots. One on Commerce Avenue, one on West Main Street, that we're going to have to do some more digging in relation to a water line and change out some pipes. That's going to take some money, and money is not a very plentiful thing right now. We've done a lot of savings over the years getting ready for this, but we haven't been able to save that much money. So I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that, but it's got to be dealt with. People expect to turn on the faucet and get water, and they expect when they go to the toilet it'll go out. So we got to take care of both those.
But you can't operate now and 5 years into the future, even here, on the same amount of money you've been operating and you were doing 5 or 10 years ago.
No, we can't.
Have you raised rates much?
We haven't, and there's a water increase coming, but didn't feel like we needed to do that. We've got a couple at this point in time. Got a couple of things going on. We're doing some water studies to see how much water we're losing, to see if we can cut some expense, and then I just don't feel comfortable recommending a rate increase until we know exactly what we got to have to meet our debt service. It doesn't make sense to me to raise rates and then say, oh, we should have raised them a little bit more and have to do it again. So there will be a major rate increase coming, but it's probably a few months away. We had enough money saved that we can make the first payment on our long-term debt this year in November and May. But next year, we'll need to have that rate increase in place.
We're running out of time. You've got a minute here. What about the turntable?
Waiting to hear from the federal government on our grant application. We've been told that they're going to make those awards in October. So we're hopeful about that. We missed out last time. We were told that we had a good application. They gave us some hints on how to make it better. We've done that, and we're pursuing that. But that's
you got
key.
Somebody working on that specifically?
We do. Dr. Steve Smart helps us as a consultant, and he has been a godsend to us because he knows how to do these things, and plus he's willing to take the time. I don't have the time to do
All
it.
right, just time for you to predict the score on the game.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't jinx it. I will say this, Coleman. I think we're in better shape than we've been in years. Right now, we are a complete football team. Whether we're a good enough football team remains to be seen. But the North Carolina State's what I gauge it on. That was a good team, and we took them apart over there. So,
thanks for being with us. See you next time. All right, Mike Jennings, County Attorney, and that's it for Tuesday. Join us tomorrow for the Wednesday edition, if you will. And until then, I wish you a terrific day.